What's up, world changers? Nathalie Nelson Parker here. And if you are a business owner or a world changer who's making a difference in your nonprofit or your impact-based business, I want you to know you don't need a million followers to be able to market your small business. If you are looking to start where you are, making impact where you are, and generate income where you are, whether that's 50 followers or 5,000, then this training is specifically designed with you in mind. So, what we're going to be talking about for the time that we'll be together is the power of organic marketing for your small business. We want you to come to this training, set aside about 15 to 20 minutes so that you can learn a cost effective way to use proven strategies to grow your business without breaking the bank. And hey, we're so glad that we have scaled to where we are, but I never forget starting with that first email to just 200 people. So if you're ready to get the tips, tools, and tricks that have got us to grow to over $100,000 by marketing to our organic audience, then this training is designed specifically for you. So let's talk about it. What is organic marketing? Organic marketing is simply attracting the customers naturally without paying paid advertisement. It's what you do to build trust through valuable content and your general engagement with the audience that you already have captive, meaning that they're already with you. It's cost effective because organic marketing doesn't require you to pay for ads or use any additional ways to generate items that cost big budgets, right? Organic marketing simply means you're emailing the audience that already exists. You're talking to the followers that are already following you. And what I love about organic marketing, it is a surefire way to be able to measure compound growth, right? Maybe small, but it's consistent. And that effort builds over time to continue to grow your audience. But it also makes sure that your content continues working for you long after that publication. So let's jump into it. What are some of the key organic marketing channels? You can talk about your content marketing, whether that's YouTube, webinars, blogs, video, podcasts. It's whatever establishes your expertise and it answers your customers' questions and improve your search visibility. Then you have, of course, social media. It is the way that you build relationships through regular engagement, where you share your authentic BTS or behind the scenes content, but it also allows your audience to see you as human and humanizes your brand and how it is that you are connecting with them. Then you have your email marketing. Now, don't sleep on email marketing. Building that list and that direct communication with your interested customers is so important. And it also gives you the highest ROI or return on your investment than any other digital marketing channel. And remember, we have been able to scale to multiple six figures, but we started with just a couple of hundred emails. Now let's talk about community engagement. Now you know I love the people. And so there's something so important about being able to touch and feel your audience, whether that's participating in local events, joining or building an online group. And I think it's so good to hear those stories firsthand because you become a valuable resource, a valued resource, rather than just a business. It's so good to hear people and how they're interacting with your product, your service, or your brand. Now, why is this so important in terms of our organic engagement? And here's the tip and the trick that I've learned, right? You have to take time for your customers to tell you what your business is, right? The more that you know your audience, it's almost like a perfect marriage, right? There's a difference between your first date and your 101st date, right? You've listened, you've heard the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I want you, in terms of organic audience, to keep that in mind. The more that you marry your audience, the more that you listen to the audience, the more that you know the audience, the better it is that you can super serve them. And so you need to know your audience. One, you got to identify your ideal customer. You don't want to be out here just dating everybody. Everybody's not for you. You got to be able to create kind of a detailed avatar or profile for your best customer. How do you do that? You got to know their demographics, their behaviors, their needs, their pain points, right? The more that you know them, the more that they can like, love, and you could understand and anticipate their desires so that you can super serve their pain points and solve problems for them. Then you got to analyze your competitors, right? You got to know how you can set yourself apart. So, studying similar businesses that are already engaging with your ideal customer is a great way for you to identify the market gaps, right? You don't want to be another black marker in the pile. You want to stand out. And so you have to understand and look for where are their needs underserved and how can you provide improvements so that customer can choose you over your competitors. And then you gotta spend some time to develop your USP, your unique selling proposition, okay? Define what makes you special. Have the language to articulate what your unique selling proposition is so that you can specifically communicate to the needs of your customer and set yourself apart from your competitors. And remember, this is the long game, not the short game. So, the more that you spend time to be able to collect this information, to know your audience, the better it is to compound your success within your organic market as much as possible. So let's talk about content creation strategies. And I know for some businesses, this is easier than others. And for some of you who don't like to create, finding what works for you and the flow and the rhythm for your nonprofit or your small business will take time. But this is what I want you to consider. Create once and use four ways. So, how do you take that one video and turn it into ads, into social posts, into YouTube shorts, into email newsletters? And maybe you're not interested in doing ads. So how can you turn it into another a blog, right? How can you turn it into Etsy posts? However and wherever your audience is and where you can super serve them, I want you to think about how do you take one piece of content and use it four ways to continue to organically attract that audience. Then I want you to start batching content. Listen, for a busy person like me, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a minister. I love nonprofits, so I'm serving in the community all of the time. It's hard to create content on a daily basis. But if I can, once a quarter, just set aside some time and batch that content creation, oh my God, my team loves me, but then they also get a stream of content that they can use throughout the months and weeks ahead. So set aside some dedicated time where you can create as much and as multiple pieces of content at once so that at least you have it in your Rolodex to pull out. Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, my very important tip is to use time saving tools. In this day, when you can leverage so many tools that are free as well as tools that you can invest in, I want you to make sure that you are able to replicate what you do over and over again. So, for someone like me who has multiple projects, multiple businesses, multiple things going on at the same time, you have to take advantage and leverage those time-saving tools that allows you to get your content out there, whether it's Canva, content calendars, scheduling apps. We have a tool that takes one video and it chops it up automatically for us and creates, some captions for us, right? Find the tools that are going to help you so that you don't have to, especially if you're a solopreneur, have to manually do everything yourself. It is a way for you to be able to move at a quicker pace as well as to get your things out there, right? The only person that's stopping you is you. So leverage all the resources that you have out there so that your audience can hear you because, hey, you have something valuable to offer, but we got to get it out to the world. And last but not least, you got to repurpose purpose. Man, I love it being able to spend an hour on a great webinar and then being able to evergreen it, right? Update it, reshare it, fix it up, but I know that it's out there and it's running almost on autopilot, because we found a way to get it to our ideal audience and help them to be great. I want you to move away of thinking that we have to do this just to make money. Yes, of course, you're in business or you're a nonprofit, so you want to make sure that your content is returning on the investment. But I also want you to think about, what do you have to offer the world? What are the strategies, techniques, services that you're offering the world to really solve some unique problems? And so, the more that you can evergreen that content and get it out there and make sure that it's repurposed and that it's helping people, that's also something that you can take to the bank. Even though it might not show up sometimes in dollars and cents, you never know how you're making a difference in the world and being the world changer that I know that you're called to be. So let's talk about strategic social media. So many people feel this pressure to be everything to everyone and to be everywhere. I want you to take a minute and say, hey, if I'm having trouble posting on all of these platforms, what would it mean if I can just hone in on one, right? If I can just be consistent in one place. And I want you to think about, where's your customer most active? Now, I love you over there on TikTok. You guys make me laugh, but there's nobody checking for me on TikTok in terms of our ideal audience, right? So you want to be very strategic. And if I can't do everything, showing up in the place that I know my customers are active. And then I want you to get down to your engagement tactics, right? How are you getting not just in front of people, but making sure that there's a community that's being built, that there's a conversation that is happening between you and your customer. Are you replying to comments? Are you seeing questions being asked? Are you sharing customer content? Are you making sure that the engagement is there as well, so that that organic traffic continues to build and compound over time? And how are you building community? Listen, in this day and age where everything is tech enabled, there's so much with AI. We want to make sure that we don't lose the human touch, right? Creating those groups, hosting live session, featuring conversations with your customers so that we can hear not just what you do, but how it's making a difference in the lives of real people. And then last but not least, consistent posting. Man, I remember when we first started, that was the hardest thing to do. We're so lucky and so blessed that we've been able to grow an amazing team. And as we work on multiple projects, we have multiple teams working on multiple things. But I cannot forget the day when it was me setting up the camera, when it was me posting it, with me going live, right? And so you want to make sure that you get to the place where you can maintain a regular schedule and you have that quality and over the quantity, right? You want to make sure, even if you're not posting on all the platforms, that you're at least consistent in one platform and making sure that that quality and compound quantity is happening as you build. All right, friends. Let's talk about your email marketing essentials. As you're building your organic traffic, it's so important to make sure that you move them into what I call your HQ, your headquarters, right? So you want to move them off of whatever social media platform, whatever online group, and you want to move them into a place where you can continue the conversation and you can get that product, good, or service or opportunity right directly in front of your audience. And that's how I look at email marketing, right? You want to make sure that you build your list. You want to make sure that you're offering valuable lead magnets. And sometimes those can be what I call your freemium, right? Something that's free that you offer people that allows them to sign up or fill out a form, and then they are captured in your emails for your ability to continue to nurture that relationship, right? Someone might not buy or look into your product right away. But from being on your email list and getting that continuing nurturing, they're able to like, love, and then trust you and be able to be converted into a client. So don't snip away from or slip away or overlook the opportunity that email marketing gives you to build that list and to build that clientele. Two, you want to make sure that you create some automated sequences. So once I fill out that form, send me an email right away, right? Add some value. Make sure that I like to say it is the 3 to 1, right? Get something that's free, welcome them, and then provide value at least 2 or 3 times before you ask anything of them, right? You want to show yourself to be valuable. You want to show yourself to be useful. Because this is one thing that I know, transformation happens through transaction, right? So show me how you can transform something in my business, transform something in my life so that transaction could happen. And then for those of us who are a little neurodivergent, who might start buying, but we walk away, make sure you have that abandoned cart or post purchase sequence so that you know and that people know that it's not just about you buying from me, but I really value you and I want to continue to nurture the engagement and the relationship that we have. Next thing, make sure you segment your audience, right? So when it comes to your products, goods, or services, I can take it a little personal and say the needs of my nonprofits are a lot different than our consulting clients who are mid to large organizations. And so you want to make sure you segment that audience so that I'm not getting something for my $5 million business that is meant for someone who's just starting their nonprofit, right? Their needs, wants, and desires are different. So you want to make sure that you group your subscribers by interest and behaviors and that you're using a targeted approach, right? Because what's going to happen if I'm getting an email that doesn't really relate for me, I'm going to unsubscribe. So you want to make sure that you're really diligent and make sure that the right people get the right information. And last but not least, right? The icing on the cake. You gotta know how to measure your results, right? You gotta track those open rates. What's working? Uh, you have to look through your click throughs. What are they clicking from? What are not? What is the conversions? How many people are actually purchasing, clicking, right? Following through. And then test subject lines. Do some A/B testing to see what works, what formats, right? Are they responding more to uh, pictures versus video or vice versa? Really take the time to measure your results so that you can know what works and multiply your efforts in the future. So let's talk about some meta ad fundamentals, right? There is going to be a place where your organic marketing takes you to an area where you get a better sense of how you can move into your paid. And I wouldn't rush this process. Man, I can't tell you how many times we've taken the same social media post that did well organically and then moved it to a paid opportunity. And so you really want to pay attention to how your organic work is performing. And when I say work, whether it's a video, whether it's a picture, whether it's a blog, however it is that you're marketing to your audience, you want to really understand that organically because it will give you a picture of how you can convert in the future when you get to the place where you want to go ahead and move into paid advertisement. So whether that's on Meta, whether that's on Google, there's some things that you can learn organically, right? Once you have your platform set up on whatever platform it is, particularly Facebook and Instagram for those who are Meta, you want to make sure that you connect them with seamless campaign management across platforms. You also want to pay attention to local targeting, right? So as you're looking at your organic reach, what's working best in the audiences where your customers are? Love you, Atlanta. Shout out to all of our world changers in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm not located in Atlanta, but I mean, I tell you that the world changers in Atlanta always show up, right? This organic reach shows you where your people are. So I want to big you up right now, Atlanta, right, for the areas that you service. And then it also helps you to know how to budget, right? Where should I spend the most money? If I'm getting really good traction in Atlanta and New York, and I want to break into another audience, then I can kind of project how much I need to spend in the areas that I already am and how much more I need to spend in the areas that I haven't quite broken into, right? And so you're able to then get an understanding from your organic how to optimize your budget, how to start with small tests and scale up to successful ads. And again, this is all, I'm not saying that you need to do this now, but really mastering your organic will save you a lot of money when you are ready to go into that paid advertisement. All right. So here's something that I want you to think about, particularly for those of you who are having a hard time kind of getting things off the ground. I want you to calendar block. Every day, I just want you to commit 15 minutes. All right. Sometimes it gets overwhelming and you think about all of the things that you have to do and then you get analysis paralysis. I don't want you to do that. I just want you to block out 15 minutes a day to plan your content on Monday and Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, I want you to actually schedule that post. And then on Thursday, I want you to just take 15 minutes while you're on the throne or while you're somewhere where you could be quiet and go ahead and engage with your followers. And then I'm going to call it Follow Up Friday. I want you to go ahead and check and review those metrics. This is a simple way that you can commit every day towards working your goal of organically mastering your marketing to the audience that is already in front of you. Listen, I don't want you to get it perfect. I just want you to get it consistent. Progress over perfection. All right. I'm going to say that again to my OCD and to my overperforming world changers out there. I don't want perfection. I want to see progress. Every day, just taking 15 minutes to put this goal in front of you so that you can get from where you want to be to where you know you're supposed to be. And those small daily actions compound over time. They compound over time. So just focus quickly on them. Do some high impact activities for just 15 minutes a day. And I want to see how your progress grows over time. So now let's talk about our action steps and resources. Your 1 week challenge is to just choose one channel to focus on. Create 2 pieces of valuable content, whether that's faceless or you're in front of the camera or you're going in Canva and you're creating some really attractive designs, right? Set up that one automated process. And remember, I want to see small, consistent efforts. You could do it, world changers. I know you can.